Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another GT Sport drift setup. This time round it's a request, but I think equally it was a bit of a challenge sent down from Snide over on the Discord server. They asked if I could do a build for the Honda 2 and 4. Now this car is pretty well known for being very difficult to drift, mainly down to the fact that there's not actually a great deal you can adjust on this car. It's a bit like the Vision Gran Turismo vehicles. They only give you a very small amount of things you can play with. But I'm very much of the belief that you can probably drift just about anything in this game as long as it's rear wheel drive or four wheel drive, and you just need to make sure you put a lot of time into it and practice the vehicle. They all have their own little quirks. This is definitely one of those ones that definitely has a lot of quirks, but once you play around with it for a little while it is very driftable. Is it 100% consistent? No, not really, and it's not something that I would take out all the time on online lobbies, but you can have a lot of fun with it, and like I say, if you put in a little bit of time, I think it's quite a rewarding build. If you've got any particular builds you would like to see me do here on the channel, then please get in contact. It does not matter how crazy the request might seem, I'm always up for giving everything a go. I might not necessarily be able to do much with it, but if I can, it will definitely feature on the channel. The easiest ways to do that is to use the comment section down below, or alternatively I have actually put a link in the description which will take you directly to my Discord server, and you can contact me directly through that. Don't forget to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'll take you over to the settings now and I'll explain this build a little bit more. So with this one, like I said earlier, there's not a great deal you can actually change, and this is definitely going to be one of the easiest setups I've ever done to follow. In terms of the power level there, I've just taken it as high as you can to level 3 and all the way up to 126%, which is going to give you 266 brake horsepower. Now weight reduction wise, you can't do anything with it and you can't take it down any further than that, so just leave it as it is, but it is only 405 kilograms. Traction control is set to 0. Now this is the most important part of this build, and it's one of the biggest things you can actually alter, and in this configuration it works fine. If you try and go comfort hards front and rear, it becomes a nightmare, and equally mediums front and rear become an absolute nightmare. But I found by putting the comfort mediums on the front and the comfort hards on the back, this car instantly became a lot more usable. Now brake balance I've set to 0, or I've just left it at 0 should I say. Ride height is just all the way down there at 55 on the front and 85 on the rear. Nothing else here that you can actually adjust. I haven't had to touch anything to do with the differential at all. I've just left it at 10, 40 and 20. And the only thing I've changed down here is set it to fully customised. Set the max speed there to 162, which just slows the revs down a little bit, makes it feel a little less lively, but actually becomes a lot more controllable. And I've done absolutely nothing with the gears either, and that's it. Like I say, it's such an easy one to follow. Now normally at this point I would be saying to you just use these settings as a base and adjust them accordingly to suit your own style. However, with this there's so little you can adjust that I would, if I were you, just put them in exactly as they are and stick with it. It takes a little bit of practice. It's not the easiest car to get along with, but equally, even with that tyre configuration, I think you're going to be able to get a hang of it pretty quickly. What I'm going to do now is leave you with some footage of me just messing around with the Honda 2 and 4. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Make sure you let me know down below if you have. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.